This is a story about this man. His name was Moses. Now, Moses was a shepherd. That means his job was to take care of the family's sheep. One day, when he was out taking care of the sheep, he came across something incredible. There was a bush that was on fire, but it wasn't burning up. So Moses, being the brave soul that he was, thought he would take a closer look. As he came toward the bush, he heard the voice of God. God said, "Take off your sandals, for the ground you are walking on is holy." That means that spot belonged to God, and at Moses' time, taking off your shoes was a sign of respect. God told Moses, "I've heard my people crying out to me to rescue them from slavery in Egypt." And then he told Moses, "I'm going to send you." Well, Moses reacted like I think most of us would. He said, "I'm just a regular guy. I'm not anything special. Don't send me." God said, "No, I have chosen you." Now, this is my favorite part of the story, for sure. Moses tells God that he doesn't speak well. We find out right here that Moses has a speech impediment. And he says, "Oh Lord, I'm not very good with words. I never have been, and I'm not now, even though you have spoken to me. I get my tongue tied and my words get tangled." Well, it seems like a crazy idea to argue with God, but it's something we do a lot. So God said to Moses, "Okay, I've chosen you to do this, but I will send you with your brother Aaron. Aaron speaks well. He's used to speaking to people and crowds. You can take him and tell him what to say, and he will say the words. And you, Moses, will lead my people out of slavery." I mentioned earlier that my favorite part of the story was where Moses reveals his speech impediment. So I'll tell you why. Do you ever find yourself telling God, "Well, I'm not big enough, or I'm not fast enough, or I'm not strong enough to really do this. I can't do great things for you, Lord"? Well, let's look at this verse. "Show me your unfailing love in wonderful ways. By your mighty power, you rescue those who seek refuge from their enemies." Now, that psalm was written by somebody who was trying to escape a real enemy from an army. But sometimes the enemy can be lies in our head that tell us we're not good enough to do what God asks us to do. Remember, God has a plan for you. He created you just as you are. He created Moses just as he was, and he used him in all his imperfections on earth to lead a whole people out of slavery from Egypt. And he can use you too.